Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Zach's Credit Card Guide. Today we're talking about hoarding points and if it's a good idea or not. If you are new to the channel, we do a lot of cool credit card topics, card reviews, and redemption tips, so make sure to hit that subscribe button, but let's get started. So guys, what we're talking about today is a blog post I came across on a website called God Save the Points. And it's a real brief article. I'll link it down in the description. And they were talking about a recent survey that American Express commissioned, in which they found that about 86% of respondents said that they would be earning points here during the holiday shopping season, but didn't really have a plan to use them. And I think this is indicative of kind of the points and miles community as a whole. At least I know it is true for me, and that right now, ever since I've been focused on this hobby for the past about year and a half, I've been just trying to get as many points as I can. I try to use the right card for the right transaction. I've got a video all about that. I'll throw a card at the end of the video. But also I've just been bonus hunting. So I've got a ton of miles in all sorts of different places, from sign-up bonuses, and some are like with specific providers like airline cards. Like I opened up airline cards, got miles, and they're just sitting there. Don't have a plan for them. I know I'll use them eventually, but like right now, for instance, we have the Southwest Companion Pass, so I've got some pretty big balances with these other airlines, and I don't really have a plan to use them right now. I've got a couple plans like next year, but they're like a year out that I might use some of these points. And I imagine that's probably like you guys too. Right now I'm sitting on almost 200,000 chase points because, again, I just don't have a plan for them right now, even though I keep accruing them as much as I can. And that's because I know I will use them, and I'd rather just have the balances there when I'm ready to go on a trip. So like next year we want to go to Australia. We're probably going to go in like fall of next year. So I've been trying to get some points, and I have a couple ideas how I'm going to use some of the ones I have accrued for that trip, but it's like a year out. So in the meantime, they're just going to sit there. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is I know for like me, I've got all these points and I do use them, but I use them sparingly, and sometimes I'm even a little hesitant to. For instance, we're going on a nearly week-long trip down to Cancun here in a couple weeks. There will be some videos about that, so make sure you're subscribed. But I did book that through the Chase portal. I'll talk all about this in a different video, but I booked our hotel through the Chase portal, which means I was able to use some points at 1.5 cents each to basically get the Expedia rate, because the Chase portal is through Expedia. So to get a little bit of a discount on the hotel, and then just use the points at 1.5 cents each to get a discount. And that's what I like to do. I like to do points and cash. That's just me. I'd rather just get several discounted trips rather than try to do like 1 or 2 free trips. It might all be a wash, but it's what makes me feel better. So anyway, that's what I like to do. So I just used some points to take a chunk out of our hotel and paid cash for the rest. But anyway, bringing us back to the main topic as far as hoarding points and sitting on them and kind of like, you know, holding them close for no real reason. And there are some reasons why that is a bad thing. If we look over the past couple years, there have been lots of devaluations, making points currencies worth less and less. They almost never get more valuable. That pretty much never happens. So if you sit on points for a year, 2 years, at some point you're probably going to see those be worth less than when you had earned them. So that's fine to sit on them if you have a plan. Like I said, for instance, we're going to Australia next year. I've got some points with a particular airline that I plan to use to get over there, and I've got a pretty healthy balance sitting in that account. I'm just going to leave them there because I'm probably going to use them at that point. But then I've got points other places, like I've got a whole bunch of Marriott points that I've got no plan for at all. I mean, they're sitting there, they're ready to use, but next month Marriott could come out and say, hey, our points are only worth half what they were yesterday. That's too bad. And now I've got them sitting there, and I could have booked them for a better value. You know, just a couple examples over the past couple of years. Alaska Airlines used to be a secret spot to book Emirates first class tickets. Those got jacked way up with no real warning. Singapore Airlines recently raised the points needed for their first class by, I think it was like 15%. During the whole Marriott shakeup, when they added a new tier, the Category 8 hotels, a lot of hotels went down in real terms, but some shot way up. So the point is, this game is constantly in flux. Prices always go up on everything, even just through inflation. So naturally, these major companies are going to tweak the point structure and everything else It's just going to happen. If you're in this hobby, devaluations are just a fact of life. So the best ways really to protect against this is one, just use them. And again, I'm telling myself this as much as you guys, just use your points. Try to plan that next vacation. There's really no point in doing all of this and opening up cards and worrying about your credit report and going through everything and finding offers and using the right card for the right transaction, doing all of that shit and not using the points, not going on trips. The whole point of doing this is to get discounted or free travel, so let's just frickin' do it. So anyway, that's the video this week, guys. Just saying, try to use your points. I think the best hedge against this is by sticking to a transferable point system. And I think most people in this hobby watching this kind of video already do this. So for instance, use like American Express cards to get membership rewards points. Don't rely on like a Delta card or a Hilton card. With Chase, use the Chase branded stuff, the Freedom, Freedom Unlimited, Sapphire Reserve, and just earn UR points, any sort of transferable currency, because then if whatever airline or hotel system devalues their stuff, at least you have options. Whereas if you just put all your stuff into one basket and you're only racking up Hilton points because you get like 14 points a dollar or whatever, but they're all Hilton points and you can't do anything with them, now Hilton devalues their stuff, now you're kind of screwed. I think the biggest takeaway is one, have a plan, go on some trips, that's why we're doing this. And two, for your normal everyday spend when you're not bonus hunting, stick to the main systems like Chase, Amex, even Citi, whatever you want to do. I think those are the best ways to do this, but like I said, the most important is just use them. Plan a trip, get out of town, use your points. My question for you guys is, are you guilty of this? There's no shame in admitting it. I'm going to be the first one to tell you guys I definitely have been doing this. I like watching all my points balances add up and I start thinking about what trips I could go on. But then when it comes time to actually do it, I hesitate a little bit. And then like on this trip to Cancun that we're going on, I only used enough points to cover like half the reservation and then paid cash for the rest, which I personally like doing anyway. It's not really to save my points. It's just kind of what I like doing anyway. I'd rather go on more discounted trips is kind of my philosophy anyway. So I don't think it's really about protecting my points. It's about kind of trying to stretch them further. I guess it's a little bit different, but maybe not really. Anyway, that's my question for you guys is, do you do this too? And if so, where do you want to go? Let me know. Like I said, we're going to Australia next year. It's going to be a lot of fun. But that's my question for you guys. That's the video this week. And if you are new to this hobby, if you stumbled across this video on my channel, I do offer one-on-one strategy sessions. Fancy way of saying, just head to my Facebook page, link down in the description, drop the page a like, send me a message, we can chat. I love to nerd out about this stuff. So all it really is if you want a Skype call, if you want to chat, if you got little questions like, hey, should I do this? Should I do that? Just let me know. Not a big deal. I like to talk about this stuff. So if you want some help, head to my Facebook page. If you enjoyed my little rant here, leave me a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe if you haven't already. That's all I've got for you this time, guys. See you at the next one. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure to drop a comment down below and give the video a thumbs up. Here's some other videos that I think you'll really like. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos, and I'm on Facebook and Twitter as well. See you at the next one.